What is going on, everybody? It is episode 916 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett, and I am here with my co-host. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, Crisis actors. It's Mary. Today we have Tate joining us. He is not Brett from Temu today.
It's true. I was violently ripped out of the captain's chair by Brett, and he actually hit me.
I picked him up and threw him across the room.
It was violent. Mary had to break it up, but
it's okay.
Glad to be here. Very glad to be here.
We were just enjoying the Oliver Anthony remix.
Yeah, you were being serenaded with some.
It was beautiful.
Some choice lyrics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well. I don't know whatever happened to that guy. I do want to thank you, Tate, for covering for me last week.
Of course.
And before we even get started on the show, because I have to thank you, I do have a gift from Canada.
Okay.
Wow.
And here, Mary, for you as
Tate,
well.
can you pass that over
No
to
way.
me? Thank you.
There you
Okay.
go.
Are we're allowed to open
You're allowed to
Aw.
open them. You're allowed to open them.
Oh,
This
let's
is
go.
cute.
Keep Canada great.
Look at this.
Let's go.
My little friend.
Nice. You got an animal.
And
Wait, is this a beaver?
I think
Oh,
so.
okay. It's not a
I always
teddy bear.
have to
It's
put
a
the
beaver.
Velcro on the last possible
I know,
bit,
right?
'cause
Yeah.
she's a big Oprah Winfrey head.
And then this is what is this?
Hello Kitty. It's like the mini.
It says sushi on it.
Yeah.
Though. Is it? Oh, it's like a collectible inside.
Yeah.
Well, I have to
Keep
open it.
Canada
Okay.
great, because Canada is clearly in their best condition they've ever been in. So
ever.
we should maintain what is going on in Canada.
Don't change anything at all.
Don't change anything.
Stay how you are.
Just
Canada.
learn Hindi. You'll be
Yeah.
all right.
I can't open
Don't.
this.
Oh, you can do that later. You can do it later. You'd probably need scissors to do that.
Pass me the scissors.
Here.
I want this thing.
Yeah.
It's because wait. It says like open here, but
Good luck.
dude,
a trap?
So I was never a huge
is it a glitter bomb?
I hope not. Anytime I've ever traveled, I don't know if I was ever like a big souvenir person, but
Yeah.
Olivia's like, we're going souvenir shopping.
Let's
so we
go.
went and souvenir shopped for everybody. Yeah.
Okay, I
Got
think
it?
I've got it.
Got it? It's
gonna
definitely not a glitter
blows
bomb.
up.
It's definitely not
Okay,
a glitter bomb.
I would be really
promise.
mad.
That
Wait, there's another one.
2 layers. I have no
Two
idea.
layers.
Got it? It's like damage for the nails, huh?
No, I'm good.
This is so. It's like a.
Let me see that
Russian-
hat again.
Pissing me
That's
off.
looking good. That's looking good, my friend.
I wasn't gonna
They had
wait.
lots of like very, very like lots of Canada hats with bravado about like not
Ooh.
liking America.
Yeah, they're very.
Well, relying on American tourists.
They're very
Ooh.
chauvinistically
Wait, so
anti all their money.
Yeah.
is this is my melody?
Yeah.
But I'm not
Is that
sure.
a Labubu?
No,
not a Labubu.
no, wait. Is it like a?
I think
is
it's
it
just a
supposed to
collectible.
be taken apart? Oh no, I'm not gonna mess with it. Very cute.
There you go.
Nice. Thank you, Brett.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're
Feel
welcome.
so enriched and culturally attuned
Like
to our
no
northern neighbors.
no country the size of Canada with a population as like minuscule as theirs has the right to have any amount of bravado compared to America.
Yeah, like we could literally
Wait.
just seize it whenever
Yeah.
we want.
Oh man, I was hoping it had like a button you could press and it would say like Canada, eh? You know what I mean?
That's in Hindi.
It was that or get to everybody like custom maple syrup containers.
Good Canada.
Wait, I would
Canada,
actually
eh?
love that.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Guys, now that everybody has received their gifts, would you please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you have not subscribed here yet already. Please and thank you. Remember to share this episode and the channel out with everybody in your life that you both love and hate in equal measure. The more people that you share the content with, the faster channels like this can grow. So thank you guys so much for that. So what are we getting into today? We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Well, so many celebrities have come out and they're talking about what happened with Charlie Kirk, with the assassination. And Jamie Lee Curtis is one who actually was brought to tears by this whole situation.
Really didn't expect that.
Yeah, so we are gonna talk about that. We are also gonna talk about a woman named Becca Bloom, who is of course the queen of something called Rich Talk.
TOK.
TOK.
A whole subgenre on TikTok that she has spearheaded about flaunting your wealth shamelessly. I think that there are arguments in favor of transparency, but also arguments in favor of discretion. So
She's
we'll
picked
get
up
into
where
it.
Lil Tay has left off. She pursues her new career.
Basically, yeah, it's just flex culture without the rapper element.
Right.
you
No
go.
money spreads. We're going to show you our bank statements now.
Yeah.
I think that's the new.
So
So-
she recently got married. It's a whole affair. It's interesting.
So we're going to talk about that. We are also going to talk about Demi Lovato, who made a whole album called It's Not That Deep, right before explaining in many, many, many words why it was, in fact,
it's so deep.
That deep. And then we're also going to... She decided to clear up all of the confusion around her serenading a ghost back in the day.
Yeah.
She has thoughts on that.
She finally like wants to be in on the joke.
I'm glad she's clearing that up.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got that. We got a bunch of other stuff. You guys ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Good.
Born ready.
Let's go for it.
All of the celebrities that delivered speeches at the Emmys, I was unaware, were actually screwing over a charity fund for children. And that just adds an extra layer of irony to the whole thing. Especially Hannah Einbinder's speech. She delivered this line, "Go Birds, F Ice, and Free Palestine," to thunderous applause. All of these people glazing her online after the awards ceremony concluded because of her courage to deliver such a powerful message on stage.
So much courage.
But in reality, she also added in the speech that she would pay the difference for the extra time allotted to her speech. That is explained here. So the Emmys was hosted by Nate Bargatze this year. And he had a special plan to make sure that all of the celebrities invited would not hog stage time with super long self-indulgent speeches, which are about themselves or about their friends or about their political causes. And they all tended to go overboard with it. So here was the plan. They were going to put up a $100,000 fund for this charity called Boys and Girls Clubs of America. They basically just put together after-school programs for underprivileged children. And each time that an Emmy winner went up to give a speech, they had a chance to add to the total. For each second that they were under the 45-second limit, the maximum, then they would add $1,000 to the total donation fund. For each second they went over the 45-second mark, they would take $1,000 away.
How hard would it be for everybody to just go like, "I thank everybody who's helped me in life," and then just
say
walk,
nothing.
Just say not, walk off stage.
Say nothing. The night started off strong. Seth Rogen gave a 39-second speech, so the pot started at $106K, but then it clearly went off track. Hannah Einbinder went over the threshold, bringing the total from $100K to $80K.
Wah wah.
In her speech where she was denouncing ICE and Israel and also shouting at her sports team because those things are all team sports to her. John Oliver took the bit as a challenge, speeding through his speech in order to screw over the host, who kept saying he planned to pay every dime out of pocket.
Yeah, he says that he personally added $250,000.
Yes.
I'm like, who is this guy, and how does he have $250,000 to give?
The final total ended up in the negative numbers. They stopped counting once it hit negative $60,000, but it's all right because the host announced that CBS was donating $100K and he was personally donating $250 to the donation of total $350,000.
If this had been an internet skit back in the day, like the Boys and Girls Club would have to go do work for the celebrities to equal out to the money they owe them.
Yeah. Now the little underprivileged children in the inner city
have to go work in a sweatshop.
Are indebted to these celebrities for life.
Those flower beds need weeding, you know?
But it's just so perfect.
It is
how it all happened.
Like even announced beforehand. Like even with this isn't the type of thing where they set it up and didn't tell them. They knew ahead of time that they could make themselves look really good
by shutting the F up
in a way that actually has a quantifiable amount. But they couldn't do that because the sweet, sweet virtue signaling matters too much to them.
Irresistible. I wanted to show Hannah Einbinder's speech for anyone who might have not seen it yesterday.
Here we go. Here we go, guys.
This isn't the entirety of it.
Finally, I'll pay the difference. Sorry.
You can see the ticker going down in real time.
Even saying you'll pay the difference is elitist.
Which
and
also,
snobbish.
you're not, because you have a minor role on an HBO show that no one watches.
I just want to say, finally, go Birds. And free Palestine. Thank you.
You can see the number, the actual money going to poor children just vanishing from our eyes. It's so perfect.
It's so perfect.
While she's talking about like starving children in Gaza.
Well,
She's like, kids in foreign countries? Yes. Starving kids here in America? Boo!
We don't care about them.
We don't care about them.
hit the dollar menu. Sorry, boys and girls.
To be fair, I will say, like, I told, like, Mary had never heard of the Boys and Girls Club of America.
No.
And this is one of those ones where I said, I've heard about the Boys and Girls Club of America my entire life, and I had no idea what they did. Much like the Lions Club, which I'm always like, what the hell does the Lions Club do?
Right.
Community outreach.
Yes.
Whatever.
Ah.
But for all intents and purposes, it was a bunch of funds for poor children for after-school programs.
But the
It
wrong-
was funds for poor
was.
children.
The
Yeah.
wrong type of
Yeah.
poor children.
And then
That's the problem.
TMZ got a statement from the charity saying, an incredible night. Our thanks to CBS and the Emmy Awards team for supporting Boys and Girls Clubs in such a big way. It was an honor for our kids to share the stage with the winners, especially knowing some of our alumni have gone on to become Emmy winners themselves. We're deeply grateful to all who kept their speeches short in the spirit of this fun challenge and to maximize the impact for young people. The generous $350,000 donation from CBS and Nate is a powerful investment in the dreams and great futures of millions of young people worldwide. So if they had actually followed the rules, there would have been zero donation. Yeah. If they'd actually followed the rules set out from the beginning. Ironically, Hannah Einbinder was wearing this low-cut top with cleavage at the event, which was blurred out from broadcasts in the Middle East. So perfect. It's just South Park.
You can't make this stuff up.
Really.
You really
The jokes
Oh
write
my
themselves. Yeah.
I can't.
That's
Great stuff.
awesome. I love. You know what? I'm gonna say I love the Middle East. That's so fun.
And you know, I do just want to say they Fox News published this piece saying Hollywood tunes out. The Emmys made no mention of Charlie Kirk's assassination, with the host calling the night an escape from current events. Now, I don't think they were obligated to acknowledge the assassination, but if the point of the night is to be an escape from current events, wouldn't you make a rule as well for all of the winners' speeches to not address current events? Keep
Exactly.
it consistent.
Yeah. The problem is like after the week that had just transpired, they were just desperate to talk about something that mattered to them, when we all know that to most of them, Charlie Kirk didn't matter to them.
Right.
He didn't.
And none of the people who supported him or anyone that sympathizes with him. I mean, I guess we can at least be grateful that none of the speeches were barbs at him, right?
Yeah.
I would have
it is-
expected that from
Look,
them.
this is one of those great real world examples. If you want to give somebody some type of rundown about what it means to be vapid and surface level and self-centered rather than actually caring about other people, bring up the charity clock and the fact that they had to use words to virtue signal rather than silence themselves for the sake of actually donating real world money to people in need. And it also kind of just proves that they don't care about what goes on here unless it benefits them culturally. They care more about the ability to virtue signal about things going on half a world away.
They only have so-called compassion for people that they're never going to, interact with face to face.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that you can really have compassion for a group of people. That's not something that the human heart or brain is capable of.
No. I mean, that's actually an interesting discussion that you could have with people. Is like the idea is that you can have compassion for an individual, for a person that you actually have interacted with, or you can, put a face to a certain type of suffering. But what's the saying? It's like one death is a tragedy, 1,000 deaths is a statistic. And that's, for the purposes of at least media reporting, that is oftentimes very, very true. It's also true in acts of charity. They talk about how, somebody gives away millions of dollars to charity. It just reminds you how rich they are. But if you do one good thing for one person, that sticks in your brain better when you're reporting on that. So all of it is kind of depressing and sad, but they couldn't help themselves.
We have a 20 from Pop Culture Junkie. Having won 6 regional Emmys every year, I'm more aghast at how the Academy and some of these ass clowns devalue the importance of these awards every year. Ugh.
I'm going to start
Ass
announcing
clowns.
you as regional Emmy Award winner.
I like
6-time.
I like the use of the word ass clowns. That's a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll adopt
a
that
deep
into my
cut.
vocabulary.
Yeah.
So it's very indicative of what Hollywood is. It's self-aggrandizing. It's putting themselves and their interests first, and they don't really care about the suffering of others as long as they can make themselves look good while talking about.
Like,
the
I
suffering
wonder
of others.
if they had the same setup and the charity donations were going to Palestine, would they have kept their speeches short?
That's a good question.
Even in that situation?
That's a very good question.
And she also said she's
Guess
going to
we'll
pay
never
the
know.
difference, but I saw like what 15 grand get lost. Can she afford
didn't.
that?
She didn't.
Can she even afford that?
She said she would. She didn't donate anything. And she is basically a working class actor because she's the only thing she's known for is being in HBO's Hacks. Yeah. I've never heard of her in my life until this moment.
Yeah.
Never heard of, I don't think I had even heard of the show until I looked it up.
I'd heard of Hacks. Einbinder is a great name, though. I will give her that. That's a fantastic name. It's like Roland Gardner and Rookie of the Year. It's the type of name where if it was in a movie or a television show, it would be a comic line where everybody would say the name wrong.
I'm going to mispronounce it just out of spite from now on.
So, all right, let's move on then.
We have a debate about the state of men's fashion in 2025. First off, I'm going to show you what not to do. It's everything that Travis Kelce has ever worn publicly, including his outfit from the recent Chiefs game where he looks like a toddler in this video. Yeah, Travis Kelce stuns at Chiefs game. I am stunned. I'm stunned at how awful this fit is. Yeah. And in an alternative post, this is going viral right now. What is stopping me from dressing like this every day? It's captioned. And you can see these high-waisted pleated slacks with a belt and this nice Oxford shirt with no pocket. It's sort of olive drab. And the guy is casually holding his coffee mug.
Okay.
This is being presented as how men ought to dress by the standards of the female gaze. This is what women want men to wear.
With the second one unbuttoned there, the third one unbuttoned, I think that's a faux pas.
Bold.
Yeah, it's a bold choice. He's not wearing that to the office. He's getting in trouble for wearing that to the office.
I would say button that one at the bottom and then keep the top button unbuttoned.
Yes.
If you're trying to
female
not be a
gaze
slut.
is just how their fathers dressed in the 1990s.
It's very Freudian, yeah, if you think about
Very
it.
Freudian, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's part of it just because, like, well, no, because people have, like, they talk about, like, extended adolescence. And, you know, when I was younger, you just kind of felt like adulthood was something you just hit one day and then all of a sudden you dressed like an adult and you behaved like an adult.
Said it's the
but
wall.
for my generation, that never actually happened, right? Like, for my generation, it was protracted adolescence. And even Phil will come in here and be like, could people just wear, like, jeans again? He's like, I'm not even asking for much. Can you wear like pants with a button on them?
No, these Zoomers are dressing horribly, just wearing sweatpants
Crocs.
everywhere, Crocs, slides with socks.
Oh my
I mean, but
It's
that's not just men. That's
disgusting.
women too, right?
Women are
the
dressing like
baggy,
slobs
they wear
as
the
well.
baggy sweatpants and really it is. It's not just Crocs. It's like flip flops or slippers in general.
It's been an issue. The
Sandals in general.
The Huzz have been dressing like men recently.
Yeah.
It's been a big problem.
Well, this is sort of the equivalent of the men pleading with women to wear sundresses.
Yeah.
For men,
This is the male
this is the
sundress.
male sundress. Yeah. One of the responses said, in response to what's stopping me from dressing like this, I don't know about you, but for me, it's about 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And Radfem Hitler chimed in saying, all the men calling this gay are just too fat to pull it off. And it's true that the average man is overweight.
Yeah, I would look like George Costanza if I tried to rock that.
No. Here's the thing: if you're really overweight, then that doesn't work. But if you're a little bit paunchy, the
Husky?
right tucked in shirt is gonna hide that a little bit.
You know, and actually, you know, the high-waisted pants is actually a bit of a cheat code. I don't know if the Husky Patriots out there know this, but yeah, you hike them things up, but you know, it might actually kind of changes everything.
Do you own high-waisted pants?
Yeah, I have a pair of high-waisted khakis, but the problem is you feel like a metrosexual when you wear them.
Danielle Romstad said, can we also include his outfit, including the Free 4, a short for freeing a Chiefs player who is a convicted criminal? Absolutely disgusting. Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what? I don't know what you mean by that.
Can you,
His outfit had something to do with
the Kansas City Chiefs?
I don't know. You're gonna have to elaborate on that. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
So it's like a very cryptic message.
Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe we should be elevating our standards. I agree, but
women are basically saying like men aren't putting enough effort into the way they dress, and
let's
that
not even
they're
go
being.
this far. Let's not even go this far. What happened to just like a polo shirt?
Well, I
hit
learned
him with the office shirt.
I learned last week
embroidered with your insurance company on it.
I learned last week from Tate that the new meta, how SEC guys are dressing, is they're wearing Peter Millar golf shirts with khakis sold by Lululemon and New Balance shoes.
Oh yeah.
That were typically known as the dad sneaker for a long time. And now they're being worn by 18-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing with the whole Y2K 90s garb that my generation's wearing. It's because it's our fathers wore that. Like when I look at photos of what my dad was wearing in like 1998, I will call him frantically like, do you still own that? Because if you throw that on Depop right now, you could retire.
You're gonna get a fortune.
You could retire right now. And so it's very unfortunate. But I mean, yeah, maybe it's. I mean, it's not a bad. It's a very simple look, right? I think it's easy to throw together.
It's also look. There's like a whole generation of movies where this guy would have been like a dork in an office, and the pants would have been oversized. Like they wouldn't have fit him. The shirt would have been gaping at the collar, and he just wouldn't have looked cool. But that's because it doesn't fit him well.
So we have a physique problem.
It's a physique problem.
And the tailoring problem. There's a big tailoring problem. Also, usually I do see like a wardrobe that I like, and then I see have you seen the dye workwear guy, the Derek guy?
Yes.
And then he chimes in, and I crash out.
Well, he
like,
did chime in.
That.
Actually, do you have that response from
so
Dye Workwear? He's comparing it to Jeff Bezos in the 90s.
The Keep Canada Great hat's staying on then.
Before he got muscular and shaved his head. This is exactly how he dressed.
This is the picture.
Pants.
This is the picture that's used as like the meme of like with Jeff Bezos, like I sell books, and they show him now in his leather jacket and his sunglasses. I sell whatever the F I want.
What you think you look like versus what you actually look like. And he elaborated saying, it's very hard to look good in just button-up shirt and trousers. You can pull all the pics you want of movie stars and models, but a walk through any downtown business center in the last 50 years will prove this right. Business casual is simply bad.
Okay, but that guy talks so much crap. He's like enemy number one in my like J. Crew group chat. That guy's enemy number one. I can't say the name of the group chat. It's incriminating. But that guy, have you seen what he looks like? The guy, he talks much crap.
Actually, yeah, he got doxxed. Not great OPSEC on his part, but he's a short, pudgy Filipino man.
Yeah, it's like literally
in real life.
Ian Miles Chong chirping. I'm like, relax.
Not a huge fan of his outfits.
Yeah.
So this guy, not Jeff Bezos, but this meta here, like, but with the polo, me and Olivia were at like an Aldi one day, and I just saw a guy getting out of his car. It was like 5:30. He probably just got off. It was probably like 6 years. But he just got off work. And like this is literally the backbone of our entire info, like the entire info sector of America, right? This guy keeps every computer running in this country.
And he looks fly while doing it.
And he look like, I don't know if he looks fly, but it's the more realistic version of Hub's life.
See, this was the archetype of the IT guy until like the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Now it's like, it's a hoodie situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it typically has some strange video game on it.
Well, because that comes from like Silicon Valley and the tone of what Silicon Valley was like in the early 2000s.
I think what it was the IT guys were all boomers, and they would ladder pull on young guys because they wanted to keep those jobs, and then now they're retiring. So now you're getting the Zoomers coming in with our traditional outfitting.
There's a 20.
We have an elaboration from Danielle Romstadt. I meant a shirt, LOL. Rashi Rice is number 4 on the Chiefs and is suspended for criminal charges for a multi-car crash. We should not free this dude just so he can play football. So Travis Kelce was wearing his number.
He's like, free my boy who fled the scene of a crime.
That's crazy.
What happened? Did the guy like flee the scene of a crime?
I didn't know. It was covered by his jacket, I guess.
Okay.
Here were some responses from women. Well, first off, here's another response from a man. Every person I've met who dresses like this is insufferable and has the grip strength of a quadriplegic. So basically, he's saying it looks gay.
They've got like the office equipment that's like for your hand. You know,
the Soylent bottle opener where it's like.
But here were some of the female responses. The ladies are obsessed with this because it manages to balance putting effort in with still looking masculine. We need fewer sweatpants and graphic tees and more buttons and buckles and hems. Another one said, men, the ladies are losing their minds over this outfit. Take the hint. The ladies love it. The men folk are weirdly bitter. This is peak male fashion, you fools. And then Allie posted what men think women mean when they say we like men who dress up versus what they actually mean.
He looks like he's in a ska band.
He looks awesome.
He looks like he's about to break out a trombone.
We're not asking for much.
He's either in the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones or the New Radicals.
Yeah, exactly. Fist
Gentlemen,
pumping.
let's dig the fedoras out of the closet.
Maybe we do need fedoras to
You
come
dress
back.
like Redditors.
But this guy, I'm sorry to always drop back to movies, but this guy in the movies for a long time slipped something in your drink.
Really?
But he would do it like that, so you wouldn't be mad.
But
he wouldn't be mad if that happened.
You said that they might have like ska groupies. Who are really into this look.
This guy absolutely. Yes, I did say that. I said this guy looks like he was in a ska band and he has groupies that are into it. Yeah.
Look at can you imagine if he I'm this graphic, but if he dropped it in the drink like he's hitting that move, you wouldn't be mad.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be mad. You'd be like, all right, stubby wrist.
I just look, it's not just men. It is a universal push away from like wearing pants with buttons. Like everybody's wearing, and I'm not just talking about women wearing the yoga pants. I'm talking about just baggy sweatpants everywhere.
They're just dressing like toddlers. They're elastic waistbands on baby clothes.
And there's the argument you used to make for the women is like in like a feminist culture, like they want to be, if not repellent to men, they don't even care anymore. They're removing themselves from even being in consideration in the dating market. At least that's what I remember you saying.
Well, that's the whole man repeller fashion trend.
For men, it's like they're like, look, these it's not going to matter if I approach a woman, she's going to look at me creepy anyways. The dating apps are a bust. I might as well just go out in my sweatpants.
Yeah. Well, there's two things. I mean, there's a huge social incentive to nuke your sexual value that's been discussed ad nauseum on the show, but then also is like the mass produced clothing for men is also like if you go to I was at H&M recently, and the the trousers, the slacks that they have for sale there don't even have belt loops anymore. It has a drawstring.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, they still sell jeans there.
Oh, they'll sell you some jeans, but like that they're saying this is now sort of the main way that a man should dress.
But the thing is they've actually, so if we're going to separate those two, yes, it is good to wear pants with buttons, like with an actual button again.
Bring back zoot
But when it comes to like actual joggers, they've actually perfected the fit for men, which is like a certain type of tapered leg fit, which works really, really well. It's just that doesn't.
But it just makes
but
you
it's
look
not
like
something
a
you walk.
douche.
But it's not something you wear all the time.
Makes you look like a lazy douche.
I agree with that guy. Bring back zoot suits. Do you remember in Tom and Jerry when Tom cut out from it was like a hammock, and he cut the fabric out and made his own zoot suit?
No, I don't.
I think we should return to that. I think we should return to making our own suits, and they should be all zoot. We should all be wearing zoot suits. If you're down south, you can do a seersucker. But
I remember somebody here at the company one point said like they didn't realize that I wore black sweatpants every day because they're like dark black, and they just thought they were
skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I mean, I do also think that we need to return to skinny jeans all across the board. But my female take on this is, in all honesty, if I saw a man dressed like this, I would think he's a performative male.
Yeah.
I would. Especially
have the feminist literature in his pocket.
And maybe it's just the Pinterestification of fashion in general. This only looks good in a two-dimensional photo. If you actually saw a guy wearing this in real life, you'd probably think that he's a dork. You'd probably think that
you know what you're not seeing? You're not seeing
being
the way
performative.
You're not seeing the way that the pants are too long, break at the shoe.
this is
flare out.
This is crazy. You can't win though. Because it's
I
like
know.
that is like the Oxford shirt with the khakis is like a really classy way to dress. And now it's ruined.
My female gaze is that men need to wear more Henley shirts, more baseball tees. We do need to bring back skinny jorts. That's my hot take. Skinny jorts. Okay?
They don't make a lot of good.
You just want
They
to
need
go
to
back
wear-
to 2015.
Yes, they need and they need to wear closed-toed shoes. Got to stop with the flip-flops, the slides, the Crocs, everything. No more of that.
Do you know why the Henleys aren't going to come back? Because Henleys tend to look best with a skinny cut, and people are fat.
That's another reason why this is happening. Yes.
You just want to plunge us back into 2015.
I mean, it's better than where we're at now. Is all I'm
Honestly,
saying.
yes. Like, look at any music video or anything going on between 2012 and 2015, and it was better.
Like, everyone should just dress like a Disney Channel character. I think.
With
I
the
also,
flannel with the baseball shirt under.
Since this discourse began, I was reminded of a TikToker named Alex Ballard who went viral for advising men on how to dress like a 10, and there is a formula for this. I don't know if I agree, but here was her example.
Not sure why I'm exposing myself like this, but when a guy wears this, 10 times hotter. A t-shirt and trousers. Yep, that's it. Like, yes. I swear this is a real thing. It can be as casual as this, shirt untucked, loose pants,
He looks like an
Converse,
idiot.
like this too, all black. Or like this with a white
They
t-shirt.
always have the Yankees hat that's not a fitted, and I hate it.
And like Brad Pitt right here. If your vibe is a little bit more elevated, just tuck your
Is that who is that?
I don't know, but his legs are like 9 feet long.
shirt in like this, and like this, or like this too. If you
All of this requires them to be in good shape.
They're all different.
Except for the one guy who had the loose shirt untucked. Every single one of these guys is in good shape.
She wants us
elevated
to
even
dress
more,
like
you
Tim
can wear
Allen.
a belt like he is here and like here. If the shirt and pants are the same color, a belt is the perfect way to break up the outfit. And if you want to elevate it even more, you can wear a polo instead of a t-shirt. Us girls also don't mind if you decide to wear a tighter t-shirt, you know? Like here, something like this too, and like this.
They do if you're fat.
So if it's cold, then you need to wear a sweater, layer it exactly like this. This is
what's
perfect.
with the
Some of my
bullying?
favorite color combinations, all blue, all black, black shirt, charcoal.
Do you know what, I'm sorry. Do you know what this is reminding me? Did you see that post? I think it was on X yesterday. It might have been Instagram, where it was like, girls don't care about money. We'll take a guy who makes $300,000 a year managing a gym over a $1.5 million tech worker. Because
I did not see that. No.
This is peak delusion. She's delusional.
Well, look,
She is delulu.
the first comment here says physique is the fit. And in a lot of ways that's true. And that doesn't mean that you need to look like a roided out freak. Just don't be fat. I think that a lot of these women are really trying to be polite when they're trying to say we would like men to not be
this
fat.
shirt untucked, loose.
With that fit and then a shirt, I pause my game to be
that
here.
is the one
That would be
guy
drip.
who has
That would
like
drip
the
out.
It's just I don't
I'm
know.
wearing I pause my game to be here, make Canada great again hat, gym shorts, slides.
This reminded me of like those starter pack memes back in the 2010s.
Those are
Remember
good.
those?
Those were good,
We need
yeah.
to bring back starter pack memes, but they were all of these like boyfriend starter packs, and one of them was like soft indie boyfriend is taller than you, likes drinking tea,
Oh my
likes
gosh.
plants.
This is why women will never
reads
be happy.
books.
This is why women will never be happy.
this is
because
why-
they've got this idealized idea of what it's going to be. And unless you look
is low-key jealous but a sweetheart at the end of the day. Like
unless she as a girl is going to look like any of these guys, going to be the female version of any of these guys in these videos.
what is that then?
Somebody that's in good shape. Like, okay, you want to give all that advice to somebody, I better not see a gut on you.
Well, she
Not her. I'm saying any girl who takes this advice better look equal to what the guy she's looking for looks like.
This is why the fellas need to step up, because the Oxford shirt and khakis, that's a classic combo.
Yep.
The fellas need to step up and start wearing it and say, we're not doing it for you. This is for us.
It's for us.
Yeah. Because we have to claim this. When I order my matcha and I listen to Claro, it's not for you guys. It's for me.
And
I like it.
I like feminist literature.
Yeah, there's some good stuff.
And my other point here is, guys, you can't listen to any of this bullshit because if you don't feel comfortable wearing it, it's not going to look right anyways. You have to feel comfortable in whatever style you choose to wear.
I don't feel comfortable in anything unless it has minions on it. So I'm already terrified at all times. completely off
I'm
kilter.
just saying, if I saw a guy wearing that fit in real life, I'd probably think that he's a performative male, and it would be a turnoff. But the general message is don't be fat and like try harder. Like, I think that's achievable for everyone, for both men and women.
Men, ignore it. Don't lose weight. Just wear high-waisted pants and just cinch the belt as tight.
Be like, oh, so you can wear your yoga pants that come up to the top of your chest so that you can hide the pouch, but I can't.
I have plenty of hot takes about women's fashion,
and
too.
the other thing, this new, this maybe it's not sidetracking. This applies. Is the new belts guys are wearing where it's like a winch.
What?
Have you seen this? Where it's a belt that comes, but it like winches down.
What do you mean?
It's like instead of like a belt buckle, you pull it and then it just like snaps. It's like a winch. Like it's like you're like tying down like wood in the back of a truck.
Like an airplane seatbelt?
No. It's like it's like a full blown, like it has grooves and then it winches down. It's like and everyone, I know a bunch of guys that are using it because it's like tech core or whatever.
Tactical.
Yeah,
Tactical belt.
Yeah,
Get my Black Rifle coffee.
The misogynist bend of belts.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
against
like 5 firearms that you can't take anywhere.
No, see, but that's the thing. The stretchy belts. That's what you need.
There are stretchy
the ones that was
yeah.
the cloth and has the 2 rings and you wrench it back through there. What were those?
I got that.
Remember you would buy cargo shorts and then it would come with that belt?
It's basically made of a bunch of like cloth lines and then
it would like just shred.
It'd fall apart eventually.
Yeah, the end would fray.
But you know what?
Like
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. And it would always come with those like crappy Old Navy cargo shorts.
Yeah.
And it would just fall apart in like a week. What is going on?
My brother is going to be summoned by talking about this. I guarantee he still has one somewhere.
We can't return to that. That was a dark period.
All right, let's move on. Let's go to Cringe and Cute of the day. What would you guys like to see first?
We'll see Cringe first.
Cringe first?
Please.
All right, we will do Cringe first. We are almost at a crisis party, ladies and
Whoa.
gentlemen. Whoa. Here we go.
This is Lanita Del Rey.
I want to let you know that like I'm only one person, but I feel absolutely every single person's energy out there.
Oh, is she an empath?
I so fucking appreciate it, and you mean as much to me as I mean to you if you're
That
a
is
real
crazy.
fan. And I just want to say thank you.
The comment says sometimes you just have to be Mexican. You know what? If Aquafina can do it with black scent, then
you
she
get a
gets
little
a pass.
you get a little Chipotle in you. You don't know what happens next.
Whoa!
Thank you, guys.
Party. Look, they do have something. They have their own like crappy burrito place in Canada called Bar Burrito, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Better than Chipotle. And I'm gonna talk like that after every burrito I had.
I so appreciate it. That's
Thank you so
Lanita.
much. Thank you so much.
Every burrito I had, we ate it like every day, and after every burrito, that's exactly how I talked. That's exactly how I talked. Okay, let's see.
For such a big crowd on such a big stage.
Oh, she's even like
Oh my
Doing
god.
with my amazing band.
Put on some
And I
hoop
hope the
earrings
you guys
and it
again. Last
takes
time we were
over.
here, it was one of our best shows. So I absolutely adore you.
Where is she
think
performing?
do you think this is what wakes her up in the middle of the night? Like they say, your head hits the pillow, and every cringe thing you've ever done hits you.
Yeah.
You think that's like?
Was she in Southern California, or was this like Des Moines? That'd be hilarious
I
if it
don't
was
know.
like Des Moines.
I don't know. Yeah.
She was playing
I
Fargo.
feel your energy.
Did she call anybody
I
a
so
pendejo?
appreciate it.
I hope she called somebody.
When
a
the
pendejo.
coleslaw is taco seasoning.
Okay. All right. Cue to the day.
All right. Let's cleanse the palate.
Okay, Olivia Dasovic submitted this one. This is a Nepo delivery because
Okay.
she always gets to skip the line. She has 2 and 1 for Cue to the Day. The first one was, yes, we did get bad news yesterday. Rest in peace to Little One, who was one of the street cats. Where we live, there's an abundance of street cats, and we go into the local city hall where a bunch of them hang out, and we feed them like every day. And when we got back from out of town, we noticed that Little One was no longer there. Olivia quickly went to Facebook, to the Facebook message groups for the town, and found out from a local who does a lot of volunteer work for the shelters that she had passed from cancer. And we miss you, Little One. Little
Poor
One was
little
great.
one. That's such a good name too.
That's what I mean. it had a real name, but we always called it Little One. There's another one called Panther that we call Panther because it looks like a panther, and apparently its real name is Vincent. We're not going to call it Vincent. It's Panther. Aww. So we got one more here. This is we got a cat tower on the registry, and this is Toast on the cat tower.
Very cute.
And then Toast, I tried to booby trap my seat by putting a poster on it, and she just sits on the poster. Wow. She doesn't have assertive. She has no respect for anybody's personal property. It's a bit rude. But thank you, Toast.
Well.
She does. We love her.
All right,
let's get started.
In a recent podcast appearance, Jamie Lee Curtis addressed the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And to my surprise, her response was not taking jabs at Charlie Kirk or his supporters. She said that they disagreed on almost everything. However, she hopes that in his final moments, being that he is a man of faith, he felt connected to his faith, connected to God. And she also was like choking up when she said this, almost breaking down into tears on this podcast appearance. So let's play the clip of that.
Yes, here we go.
Charlie Crist was killed 2 days ago.
Charlie.
I'm sorry.
Kirk. Right?
Kirk. I just call him Crist. I think because of Christ, because of his deep belief. I mean, I disagreed with him on almost every point I ever heard him say.
Yeah.
But I believe he was a man of faith. And I hope in that moment when he died that he felt connected to his faith, even though I find his ideas were abhorrent to me.
Yeah.
I still believe he's a father and a husband and a man of faith, and I hope whatever connection to God means that he felt it. Yesterday was 9/11. I know there is video of his assassination. I know people who've seen it. Yesterday, we watched again these images of those buildings coming down. We as a society are bombarded with imagery. So we don't know what the longitudinal effects of seeing those towers come down over and over and over and over again, or watching his execution over and over and over again. We watched the Zapruder film, by the way, my birthday, November 22nd. I'm associated with this awful day of someone being assassinated on television. But it's, as you know, the Zapruder film is the only visual document that moves, that shares that horror of what happened. But here we have now these images.
All the time, every day.
And we are inured to them and we are numb to them, but they are in there. We don't know. We don't know enough psychologically about what that does. What does that do? That kind of, I don't ever want to see this footage of this man being shot.
I didn't watch it. I think it diminishes the depth of humanity.
Okay.
She was also talking about the desensitization to violence that we are exposed to on social media. Here were a few of the responses from Twitter. Why is it that every time somebody dies, folks act like they were a good person when they were straight up garbage? Another one said, if Hitler said he was a man of God despite the things he's done, y'all would still feel sorry for him. Another one said, all this tells me is that she has abhorrent ideas or clearly never listened to a single thing he said.
But she said she disagreed with him.
They're saying, well, if you said you disagreed with him on almost everything, I would love to know what you agreed with Charlie Kirk about. That must mean you're just like him. You're a crypto conservative. And it's just completely detached from reality, because Jamie Lee Curtis is as leftist and out of touch as they come in Hollywood. She has a trans-identifying son who has taken on a female name and dresses up. I mean, look up pictures of this guy. It's exactly what you would expect. And clearly her sympathies lie with those groups, not with Charlie Kirk and those supporters of his. And she still has just the shred of humanity left to say that he didn't deserve what happened to him and that she didn't want to watch the footage of what happened to him because it's horrifying.
Yeah.
I think that might be because of her generation, like the fact that she's older and hasn't had social media for her
whole
the majority
life,
the majority of her adult life, and hasn't been born and bred in that environment where most of these people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death come from. She's at least detached from that world, and I wouldn't have expected her to comment on it in general, but even if she did, I wouldn't have expected to hear that from her.
Yeah.
That level of like emotion and sentiment from her specifically.
I don't buy any of it from actors anymore, I guess. It's just...
Do you think that it was disingenuous?
I don't know. I think that the truth lies somewhere in the middle, between maybe not disingenuous, but I don't know. If I was to be the most charitable that I could be, given that she did, preface everything by saying, as they all keep saying, I disagreed with almost everything he said, but is that she is a mom, and perhaps the humanity there for her is not so closely tied to the politics, but to the fact that he was a father and a dad, that he was a dad and a husband, and she can differentiate the two. And the conservatives do keep pointing out that everybody keeps prefacing these statements, but I think that that's a position that's unique to people that are in the political sphere, where all you're hearing is the preface, whereas the people who don't exist solely in the political sphere are prefacing their statements because they want to show you that they too can see the horrors of it, even though when you hear it over and over and over again, you're like, but why do you need to preface this at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think it's particularly useful to give this, this very, sad, express a lot of sadness when you combine that with, but I think he was abhorrent.
The preface is done to protect them from their own side.
Right.
From the people who are, from the people you're talking
So
about
it's
here, who
not
are going to say, well, what are the things you do agree with him on?
So that's why I'm like, if you think political violence is wrong, you should just say that instead of like saying, guys, he didn't deserve to be killed for those beliefs, even though they were abhorrent. It's like, well, that's not a full condemnation then. It's just it's a half-baked condemnation. It's just not useful. The
person who said like, well, if Hitler did this, I'm like, well, okay, so Hitler was a dude who killed millions of people, and this is a dude who talked to thousands of people. Like, these aren't the same thing, but it doesn't matter to them. Yeah. It doesn't matter that those don't correlate at all.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like, just either condemn it or don't. Like, it's not
right.
It's not useful to like, okay, condemn the action but justify the motive for the action. It's like, well, that's like if someone killed their wife, you're like, even though she was really mad to him, like, I don't like, you shouldn't have killed him. It's like,
this is why I pulled up that, or I should have pulled up that tweet that I wrote last night. What about this? So there was an episode called Dead Air of NCIS that I was watching last night. It might be the gold standard, as I said, for talking about politics on TV, which is that it's a group of it's like suburban moms and dads who are trying to build a bomb to draw attention to the fact that our government is spending billions of dollars overseas in foreign countries when there is murder, there is crime, there is homelessness, there is problems with our education system, all going on here at home. And in this episode, the whole point is that they never talk about whether their ideas are stupid. They just talk about how murder is wrong and terrorism is bad. And they don't, the writers back in, I guess this would have been like 2010, had enough distance from the material, because not everybody was so focused on politics, to write about the story without turning the main characters into mouthpieces for their ideas. Meaning that if that was made in today's day and age, if they were writing a story now about Charlie Kirk on television, they would make that main character say something like, well, his ideas were abhorrent, but he didn't deserve to die. Okay. back then, before everybody was so political brained, they were able to keep enough distance from the material because it didn't run their lives to understand the idea, to treat the audience with enough respect that we know that murder and terrorism are bad, but bringing up ideas that you disagree with doesn't mean that those ideas need to be condemned. Okay? And all I'm saying now is that that's gone. Those days are gone. We will never see like the Law and Order version of this story, which will get made, I'm sure, because Law and Order does something for all types of things like this, where, you know, whatever main character it is will have to be like, well, the things he said were disgusting, but that doesn't give you the right to do what you did.
Right.
She's basically saying the things that he said warranted death, but we shouldn't have executed him. It's like, okay, that's just not, it's just, like I said, it's just not useful. It's just disingenuous.
Even if all of the things that people are saying he said were true, even if, like, there are comments here saying, like, he said slavery was a good thing.
Right.
Even if that were true, still wouldn't justify it.
Yeah.
Still wouldn't justify it.
Like,
doesn't matter.
Because you just have to poke and prod at these people, and they do have a line of what stuff you can say that warrants death. So it's like if you poke and prod at these people, they do justify political violence.
If they can surmise somehow that you privately think something that warrants death without even saying it out loud.
Yeah. Well, that's why we shouldn't have conceded ground with the discourse 5-10 years ago when it was like punch a Nazi. And then you had people on the right kind of tossing this idea back and forth. It's like, no, because they're setting up the trap later down the line where they can start justifying actual political violence, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Because they think everyone to the right of Hillary Clinton's a Nazi. So
I disagree with the people saying that this was a disingenuous display, that she was pretending to get emotional over it. I mean, she's an artist. Of course she's going to get emotional about things. I believe that reaction from her was genuine, but still, I don't like the qualifying statement that all of these people are offering. And Michael Keaton also spoke about Charlie Kirk's assassination recently, calling out the irony in it. He said, before we start to get into the meat of this thing, I'm going to take a minute to say that regardless of how I probably have disagreed with many things he said, Charlie Kirk leaves behind 2 kids and a wife. You got to remember that. But pointed out the irony that he was killed with a gun is unbelievable, given that he was pro 2A. It's like,
that's
again,
insane.
It's just another weasel word that he threw in there, and I can pretend that I still have a shred of humanity left.
Because people on the right
get in my last barb.
Right. People on the right police this type of behavior all the time. Like every once in a while, someone random, like when a Democrat woman, like a woman that's Democrat, gets like beat up by a black guy on the train, and they'll be like, well, she voted for this, and then the entire sphere comes down hard on them. They're saying like, that's ridiculous, it's just not how this works. So like, we do police our own side whenever that sort of jab is made. I mean, on the left, they have like A-list celebrities saying this kind of stuff, and no one checks it.
I also think that it's like the barrier for irony in this case would be like, if somebody has like one issue they care about and that's like their thing, and then something happens, if all he talked about was gun rights, that would be one thing, and even then it's still ghoulish to say. But he had opinions on a range of topics, and 2A just happened to be one of those many opinions. But there's a number of things that you could have an opinion on before it becomes irony, because it's not all he focused on.
Right. Yeah, and he was still against political assassination, so it's not even
exactly.
It's not even ironic. It's just ghoulish, like you said.
Now, someone I did not expect to come out swinging for Charlie Kirk is Jeffree Star. Brett, I just sent you a link to the clip from his recent live stream on TikTok where he was reacting to the assassination. Here's what Jeffree Star said to his followers.
A man who fought for the truth, who went all around our country debating people of all walks of life, walks of religion, walks of sexuality. He debated everybody. And if you're in here saying it wasn't the truth, you are a they, them loser, okay? You are one of those people who doesn't want to live in reality. You want to live in your weird little brain up here. Okay? You are delusional. You are not right in the head. Okay? So any of you weirdos coming in here, Charlie fought for the truth. He debated people all over this country. And he didn't care what you were. He still had a conversation with everybody. Why did I respect him? Because he knows reality. This is a grown man.
Hasn't Jeffree Star been on a Republican arc?
Oh yeah,
recently?
he left LA, sold all the Birkins, started an alpaca farm in Wyoming.
I think we sick Milo on him. He could straighten him out.
Or sorry, not alpacas, yaks.
Yaks.
He's
Right.
farming yaks and selling yak
I
meat.
think Milo could straighten that situation out quite quickly. He's already
Milo Jeffree Star collab in the future, perhaps.
Yeah, I think Milo's probably has a few tactics that he could deploy.
Yeah. We have a 20 from Kyle Dixon. You'd think Batman would have more respect for gun deaths, ghoulish.
Yeah.
Yeah, real.
He's definitely not someone I expected to speak out on it. But yeah, Jeffree Star is kind of an unexpected ally in these weird times.
I pointed.
I always knew there was a reason to stand.
Vanessa pointed out, like she mentioned it, or it might have been in like Slack today about this, and I said Jeffree Star, like my exposure to Jeffree Star when I was younger was literally like relegated to like lyrics in Hollywood Undead songs.
Yeah,
and it feels like there was a time when you understood that certain things were a niche subculture, and they understood that that was okay. Now, what was once considered a niche subculture has been eliminated and turned into mainstream without distinction. And there's no dividing line anymore. It kind of goes along with the homogenization of all areas of our culture in a lot of ways. Like there are no like subculture is kind of a dying idea because everything is just, you just go to TikTok and find the 10 people in the world that agree with you on that one thing, and there you have your subculture. But it used to actually take like a lot of work to enter a subculture. Like there was a barrier to entry before the internet that required you to put in a certain amount of work to join something like that. And Jeffree Star feels like a product of a bygone era.
He is, and it's actually surprising that he's kept relevancy for this long. If you guys didn't know, he was basically like one of the breakout stars of the MySpace era, and he made like underground scene kid music and went to Warped Tour, and he kind of faded out for a while. He got a record deal with Akon, who then crashed out and didn't make good on his promises to Jeffree. No! Jeffree then started this like makeup brand empire, made millions upon millions of dollars while living in Calabasas, and then kind of got sick of the whole influencer culture and stepped back from all of that and started his yak farm in the middle of the countryside in Wyoming. And I would place bets on him having voted for Trump last year. Yeah, I would. Interesting times though, because he was always known for like super offensive jokes, like really dark humor, pushing the boundaries until it was no longer acceptable. He was canceled countless times for things that he said during the MySpace era, and he has come out on the other side and sees that people are finally returning to that time in the culture.
All right, let's go to some super chats.
Okay. Shane H. Wilder said, "Happy Patriot Tuesday, Brett, Mary, and Tate. I'm workshopping Patriot Tuesday for when Tate is on. Yes, you can still have Taco Bell because Taco Bell is patriotic. 07."
Lana Del Rey has cleared the air. She swept for the mines, and Taco Bell is safe. That is patriot food.
I mean, if I put on hoop earrings that large, I would probably start talking.
I think something happens, dude. Yeah.
The
Green Goblin mask.
I saw that Taco Bell Y2K menu, and seeing the Cooler Ranch Doritos Locos Taco back was that hit.
Some of those menu items took me to a really sweet time in my life, but some of those menu items took me to a dark place as well. There was a lot of emotions going on, as my hand went down the Taco Bell Y2K menu. The apple empanada, I was really happy to see. It was like
it's
like
so
an old
good.
friend. It was
it's
like
so
an old
good.
friend.
I don't know. I
lover.
tried it, and it was fine, but I'm not crazy about it. I don't know.
I disavow.
It was underwhelming.
It's not even about the flavor. It's about the atmosphere that it creates. I would say.
I'm curious because I saw people having a bit of a debate in the chat. Do you believe that Jamie Lee Curtis was genuine in her words? Was she genuine or was she faking it? I would like to know.
Yeah.
So I'm putting that up as a poll. Like I said, I think that there was that she was genuine in that she's a mother and she can connect with Charlie Kirk on the level that he's a father and this happened in front of his kids, or his, in front of his child and his wife. So the discussion about prefacing everything is a whole nother one that people keep having ad nauseum, but I'd be interested to see what people think about this.
And she's an artist. Like it's not hard to push them to the point where they're like experiencing this overwhelming emotion.
And it's kind of one of those, like, I always point that out whenever we talk about it in our, I'm like, they're wishy-washy. That's how they are. They have to be able to access that part of their brain. Like, imagine being in a room.
Which is also why they're so illogical.
Yes, but it's like, imagine being in a room of 100 people and that, like, imagine how you felt at like the worst moment of your life or the happiest moment of your life, and how when you feel that way, everything disappears but that emotional feeling inside you. Right. Now imagine having to do that regularly in front of 100 people, lights that are scalding hot, while wearing clothes that you don't own, that don't feel right on your body because you never wear them. It takes a certain type of personality to do that. It's why I give so much leeway to actors when they have emotional responses to everything, because I expect it of them.
I do experience that low and that high every year because they bring back the McRib and it's like this exuberant jubilation, and then they rip it away from you, and it's like,
okay, that's another one. I tried the McRib.
Crushing depression.
I tried the McRib maybe like last year when it came back, and again, underwhelming. Like,
that's a litmus test for something. I don't know what, but you either just get it or you don't.
Wait, is that pork or is it chicken?
Pork themed.
That's made to look like
pork inspired.
I still have no idea.
There's an essence of pork.
Okay. It was too like slippery, I think. It was too wet.
It's like a challenge. That's why I like it. It's like a challenge.
It wasn't like staying in the bun.
No, it's not stable.
I'm a filet of fish stan.
I actually have that critique of omelets.
Oh, they're too slippery.
Sometimes they're too wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah. You have to be agile to get an omelet down the hatch. I'll give you that.
Sloppy.
You got to be quick. You got to fast, like a fighter pilot.
We need to get MD, like the Foodie Boys, on here.
Yeah. Well, I want us to go on MD Foodie Boys.
It would be so good.
They're falling off and they need us. Brian
Bledsoe
Bledsoe said, "Congrats, Brett. I would say we await Mary's wedding announcement, but she'll probably just disappear for 2 weeks, then show up with a ring on like nothing happened."
Probably.
That's the plan.
Probably.
Yeah.
Look, I get it. I'm basically a wife guy in training. I'm gonna end up that way. But the thing is like, okay, so for me, I tend to, whatever topic we're talking about, I have to like relate it back to whatever's going on in my life. Mary's more analytical about whatever we're talking about, and I'm just like, well, that reminds me of this thing that happened 10 seconds ago in my life. So it tends to come full circle to me back to like personal experience, which is related, recently to getting married. So look, I'll just never mention it again. Fine.
It's like, fellas, is it gay to love your wife?
Yeah, like that's, I mean, like that would be an actual discussion that like the Red Pill Bros would have.
Yeah.
Like the Andrew Tates of the world would actually ask that question and mean it.
Shane H. Wilder said, "Brett hit Tate. Normally Mary hits Brett. I guess it's true when they say hurt people hurt people."
It's true. It looks like a cage match back here when you get here.
Also, I want to point out that one of the most insane comments, I never read the comments on our channel, but I did read one while I was gone on one of the episodes that was talking about my worship of Andrew Tate. And I was like, what the
Yes. Supposedly
He said
worship Andrew Tate.
He was talking about my worship of Andrew Tate. I'm like, I haven't thought about Andrew Tate since like whenever we talked about him last.
I can't even remember you like complimenting Andrew Tate.
He does that pre-show.
I guess that we've said that he's like clever and has like a good knack for like online
He can
humor.
like his thing about Spider-Man made me laugh.
Oh, I'm fully willing to admit, like the summer that he broke on the scene when it dominated everyone's TikToks, that was hilarious.
Was that 2021?
I think it was 2021. Yeah, because you would like, you would like get in a fight with like, like a woman, and then he would get on TikTok and he would just fire you up for like 20 minutes.
But the point is like that's why you can't care about what people think, because people will latch on to one thing and then that becomes entirely who you are to them.
No, yeah,
it's crazy.
He should have stayed in his zone, which was like, it was like it almost felt like satire because that summer it was so funny, and then he like actually started to take himself seriously, and you're like, oh, you ruined it.
Yeah.
Olivia's in the chat. She says, "Can confirm Brett is gay."
Facts.
Is that true?
Facts. All right, let's hold off on the rest.
By true patriots.
We will
Personal
come back
check.
later. Yeah, we'll have Patriot fact checking.
Yes. Allow me to introduce you to an influencer named Becca Bloom. Her real name is Rebecca Ma, and she has been labeled the Queen of RICHTOK, which is an entire subgenre on TikTok dedicated to shamelessly flaunting your wealth. She's put all the rest of them to shame because she's an actual Nepo baby. She didn't earn her wealth, and she is not ashamed of that in the slightest. They did her first official profile in the media just last month, and she has since January of 2025 gained 4.5 million followers on TikTok. From her interview with the Wall Street Journal, they say Becca Bloom, a luxury influencer whose dog eats better than most people, has divided viewers. Is she the Marie Antoinette of the digital age or a new kind of relatable star? $3 million watches and caviar for the cat. How Becca Bloom became the Queen of RICHTOK by unapologetically flaunting the trappings of her opulent life.
I'm showing some of the pictures from the article.
This is from her recent wedding that took place earlier this month. She had 4 different designer gowns. The wedding as a whole cost $6.25 million. For a total of 60 guests that were invited.
That's it?
Yep.
That's insane.
It took place at Lake Como in Italy. It was this whole spread in Vogue, and it was sponsored by Lancome. It's interesting because her whole shtick is that she doesn't do sponsorships because she doesn't need the money.
Yeah.
Because it's all her generational wealth, but she sponsored her wedding with Lancome.
That is the next evolution, isn't it? Sponsored wedding.
Yeah,
That's the
it
next...
is. And she has also been known for making content that introduces women to concepts in finance and tech. She actually does have a job, a full-time gig, 9 to 5, working for a financial tech company, but she refuses to elaborate further. She doesn't want her boss or her coworkers to know that she's also TikTok famous. And she thinks it's important to keep a normal job to show that both are possible and you don't have to be a layabout that only cares about makeup and clothes. You can do both.
Oh.
So she recently got married to a man named David Pownall, who she met in a coffee shop a couple of years ago. And he is a tech worker in the Bay Area as well.
They're always
he used
in
to
the
work
Bay
at
Area.
Google. He now works at Amazon. Her parents are generationally wealthy Chinese tech and real estate moguls who are semi-retired at this point. And I believe they funded the entire wedding. But this is just the first of 2 weddings. Her parents have insisted that what comes next is wedding 2.0 on a much larger scale with all the traditional Asian practices.
More people this time?
More people invited.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So they're going to have 2 opulent weddings. This is just the first of them that she shared on TikTok and in this Vogue profile. And she revealed a couple of interesting details. She's into witchcraft, and she incorporated that into her wedding planning process. She said, "We had a few weekends to choose from, but a fortune teller told us this was the luckiest date. It felt like the universe was pointing us toward that day." And she also hired an Etsy witch to cast a spell for good weather on the day of the wedding, which didn't end up happening. They had a rainy day and then had to...
Did they give their money back?
Have their whole team coordinate a move indoors, but they had ballet dancers and all of this, you know, accessorizing. She was covered in diamonds and gold, and she had like 4 different custom-made dresses by a designer named Oscar de la Renta. And this very opulent, full, like, multiple course meal for 60 guests at this venue in Lake Como. and she was talking about wearing Van Cleef jewelry because she says her family has a long history with Van Cleef. I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
But people like her know what that means. She's the type of person who has a personal relationship with sales associates at Hermes and Chanel, and they have each other's numbers, and they send her free stuff all the time.
She didn't overreact when she gets her first Birkin?
Nope. Yeah. She actually said no to the first Birkin they offered her because, and this is rare, right? Because people are in abusive relationships with Hermes sales associates. And they have to force you to buy something to prove that you're worthy of the Birkin. But she said no to the Birkin that they initially offered
Playing hard
her
to get.
because it wasn't the color she wanted. Okay? So this is who we're talking about. But she has gained a significant following online from people who have nothing about her life to relate to. And that seems to comfort them in a way. One of her commenters said that forming a parasocial relationship with Becca Bloom has helped them dissuade themselves from the animosity they feel toward wealthy people on a daily basis. And it's humanizing the wealthy for her to showcase and spotlight all of the luxury that she lives in.
They're like, even rich people hire witches.
Here's one.
She's so relatable.
Whenever I say eat the rich, I never mean you. That's from one of her comments. Your videos and voice are so relaxing. You could post 20 times a day and I couldn't get enough. This parasocial relationship is helping me not have animosity toward wealthy people during these times. You are so precious. And there's nothing relatable about her life, and she knows that. She says, I'm not trying to be overly relatable, but I'm also not trying to be not relatable.
All it takes is her to say one wrong thing, though, and they will turn on her in 10 seconds.
She thinks that what people like about her is that she doesn't try to hide the fact that she's wealthy. She's transparent about her wealth, and she's not ashamed of it, which for some reads as humility.
Okay.
And she also makes advice videos on dating and relationship tips, diving into psychology.
Does she do this about making money? Does she like give him a firm handshake and hand him your resume and you'll get a job like your boomer parents?
She says, my biggest pet peeve is men gatekeeping women from certain industries, especially STEM and finance. So I want to make that accessible to everybody. In one of her videos, she explains that a stock buyback is when a company buys back its own shares to make them rarer and pricier. Quote, it's like a girl who takes down thirst traps on Instagram to make the remaining ones hit harder. A trade deficit is when a country buys more from other countries than it sells to them. It's like if you're always buying stuff off of other people's Poshmark pages and no one is ever buying stuff off of your page.
I mean, we might need her to fix to fix economic illiteracy.
She also leaves a disclaimer in all these videos saying she doesn't know anything about anything. Her personal spin on this is not financial advice.
Yeah.
And this is this grand celebration for her wedding. Even though she just soared to fame on the TikTok platform, she's somehow already gained attention from mainstream media outlets for being the antithesis of the quiet luxury trend. And the quiet luxury trend is supposed to be representing generational wealth, people who don't talk about the wealth that they have because it's tacky to do so. And my take from everything I've read and everything I've seen from Becca Bloom so far is that this is fob behavior. It's fresh off the boat.
Real.
Fresh off the boat.
Okay.
Yep.
She's a child of Chinese immigrants. And when you say fob behavior, you're talking about the way that immigrants tend to be tacky and over the top with displaying of the wealth. And that's what she's engaging in, even though she doesn't know she's doing it. And I don't think she's even trying to brag or, you know, make people feel lesser than. I think this is just tacky because she's an immigrant.
But it would be true of a lot of people. I mean, I guess her family's not old money, right? Because even though her parents have generational wealth, they didn't inherit it. They made their money, right?
It's unclear because very little has been revealed about her family.
I mean, this is just, I mean, it seems like, yes, I guess, because she's an immigrant, but it's also new money behavior. It's like
her parents met as Chinese immigrants working at IBM in the early 1990s. And then they co-founded together in the early 1990s an IT solutions firm, which is probably the vast majority source of their wealth. Yeah. But they also invest in real estate, and
I mean, the real estate is probably where they make their
never
money.
known scarcity in her life, went to a private school for $40,000 a year. She also had help from her parents in creating multiple companies as a high schooler, including one called, I think it was like Solar Shield, which is an umbrella that is solar powered that can charge your devices while you're walking in the rain.
It's the most immigrant invention.
And then she also created a peer-to-peer tutoring platform called like StudyPal, and sold it as a high schooler, mind you, for $200,000. And I'm like, okay, you know, you're industrious when you didn't need to be. That's cool. But you would have never done any of that without the help of your parents and their wealth and their connections. I suppose what people find like charming about her is that she doesn't deny having those advantages, and she doesn't try to hide that she lives a life most people can never dream of even encountering.
Yeah. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, I don't know if I find it charming, but I see where the allure is.
Here were a few posts about Becca Bloom from her critics. Becca Bloom effing disgusts me. If you're one of those ass kissers saying, I love when rich people rich right, or she's so humble, wake up. Her content is just a gross display of unnecessary wealth. I hate her.
What is necessary wealth?
What the F do you mean down to earth, as if she isn't feeding her dog sushi and flexing her vault of watches and showing off rare designer jewelry in every video? Well, wake up, people. She's not your friend. You're fascinated to get a glimpse of a non-influencer rich person's life because they're typically reserved, and for a reason, because no one with that much wealth is ethical. And another one said, Becca Bloom being praised and called humble is crazy. You're all fools for ass-licking billionaires. That's not working on me. Another one said, this reminds me that Becca Bloom paid Etsy witches to keep the weather pleasant at her wedding, and the way her veil turned into a halo by the gentle breeze, the spells worked. And they're also saying that witchcraft has something to do with the fortune that she enjoys.
But the thing is like, okay, so what would you rather who would you rather talk to? Like a mildly polite rich person, or whatever the fuck that was that you just read? Like all of the sour grapes in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I would.
She at least seems like a polite person.
I would rather talk to her too, compared to
she
those
seems
people.
well-mannered and well-behaved and kind at the end of the day, even if she is out of touch.
People have had a fascination with rich people and wealth for years, just like they have it with travel, which is why the page is about, you know, some exclusive resort in Bali where, you know, they have like the hammocks that you sleep in the rainforest and stuff like that. People love watching content like that. Travel influencers, people with money, that will always be a source of fascination to the average everyday person, because they don't engage with it as if they're real people. They're engaging with it as if it's a show to be watched. She just seems to be the type of person who's found a weird way of bridging the gap between a certain level of opulence and relatability.
I suppose she's just an anomaly, being that she grew up with wealth and has nouveau riche behaviors. That's what's interesting to people about Becca Bloom, because ordinarily when influencers are posting their designer bags and clothes and trips, they're doing so because it's also new to them. It's just as dazzling to them as it is to the people who follow them. But to her, it's just her life. She, you know, treats it as a totally normal thing and still shows it off in a way that most people who grew up with that level of opulence wouldn't. I wanted to show her TikTok post-wedding, explaining all the things that went wrong and how they fixed it.
Married, but here's everything we did not expect on our wedding day. I want to preface this by saying that we had the best day of our lives, and none of our guests even noticed what I'm about to tell you. Starting off strong, it was thunderstorming the day of our wedding, so we rented out the villa the day before for our first look. This was great because we got all our photos out of the way and spent more time with family and friends on the day of. What I did crash out a little bit over was the fact that our reception had to be moved indoors into a glass marquee. So this was our original sketch. It would kind of look like this, but with a much longer table and more flowers on the stems. Our poor florist Larry had to redesign everything the day before. This is a photo of me crashing out. This is what we ended up with, which I think is great given that he only had one day to prep. Other thing is we had to move all the ballet dancers and violinists inside. Originally, they were supposed to be standing on these Roman columns outdoors greeting the guests. We also couldn't do half the florals we were planning on doing. My mom's name in Chinese translates to crane, so I wanted these paper cranes dangling throughout the entire villa. Kind of like these flowers, but a mix of flowers and paper cranes. We obviously weren't able to do that because of the rain. Last but not least, I always dreamed of having an outdoor cake cutting with the fireworks. Instead, me and David went out there alone and we just had the time of our lives dancing in the rain. Speaking of the rain, I don't know if it's the 2 Etsy witches I hired, but we had perfect weather the moment the guests arrived. Our other wedding events went perfectly, including this rehearsal dinner. I wore a little vintage Chanel ice cream cone dress. Boat day was also very fun. I was a very type B bride, and I think anything I did worry about, no one even noticed at the end of the day.
A type B bride. Yeah. Okay. And also not 1 but 2 Etsy witches he hired.
Well, you gotta have the backup one just in case.
So her inbox is blowing up. All of these brands want to work with her. They want her as a brand ambassador for everything. And she has a talent agency. She did get signed to United Talent Agency this summer. But despite all of the offers she gets for brand deals, she turns them all down and still wants to keep working a normal job in finance instead, to show people that I'm multifaceted. I can talk about shopping and also finance and dating. And she notes that 90% of her followers are female. My content is not necessarily meant to be aspirational as I see it, and I'm not trying to tell anyone how to live. Her goal, she says, is to break concepts down for women and hopefully help them advance in some way. That's the one thing I'm good at.
Okay.
So she's a philanthropist as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, so if she didn't come from wealth, the idea would be, because this happens when YouTubers hit it big and they keep regular jobs, right? Where it's like you keep the regular job because you don't know how long the money train with your social media or YouTube is going to last. But she doesn't even need to do that if she didn't want to. So, she seems like she's perfectly found her niche.
Yeah, I agree.
Good for her. And I would still rather hear her talk about things that she's interested in, even if they have no connection to me and I would never be able to afford them, rather than hear people bitching about the fact that she has too much money.
I will just say it's rich, no pun intended, to hear her talk about being gate kept out of industries when she sold multiple tech companies as a high schooler thanks to her parents. You were not gate kept from anything because you're female. That has nothing to do with it.
That's a level of feminism that you're born into in this country. You can't get away from
She's
that.
still a major feminist for that type of content that she makes, but for the most part, I think she's inoffensive.
All right, let's go Super Chats.
Moon at Noon said, hello, Mary Morgan. Hi, Brett.
Hello.
Hi. Chicken Wing said, where's Ricky Gervais when you need him?
He did tweet about the Emmys.
He's never going to be hosting an awards show ever again.
Not likely going to happen.
Never going to happen. Greg Duvier said, you should totally have gotten Mary a Labubu. She would have absolutely loved it. She rants about them all the time, so she must like them, right?
We did see them, or at least we saw replicas and Labubu type merchandise while we were out there.
If you got me a Labubu, I would have thrown it at you.
Valid.
That's not coming back to my house. Valid. No, I want none of that bad juju, the LaJuju. I reject it. I rebuke it.
Let's do 2 more.
Corn Pop said, here's for the 199.
Well, he gave 199.
I don't know. Okay.
Very ominous.
Shane H. Wilder said, it just shows that celebs are so self-indulgent that they would rather blather on about themselves, even if it's screwing over a children's charity.
Correct.
Yes. All right. Not surprising in the least.
All right. Let's move on.
So obviously in recent months, Demi Lovato has undergone a transformation. She no longer goes by they, them pronouns or identifies as non-binary. She slimmed down quite a bit and grown out her hair. She looks much more feminine than we've seen her in years. She got married earlier this year as well. And now, along with this rebrand of hers, she is about to roll out a new album, which is not made up of tearful ballads, but just straight pop songs. It is titled It's Not That Deep and scheduled for release on October 24th, and the album cover has now been revealed. So let's take a look at that and just really unpack what the hell we're looking at. She's in the center. It's very editorial, or at least an attempt at editorial. So there are all of these characters around her, but she's here in the center lit, and she is naked. She's naked, but holding over her naked body a pink dress in a dry cleaning bag with a hanger that says, "We heart our customers." And it's impossible to tell where she is, if there's any sort of storyboarding in this photo shoot. There's a million different scenes around her. Some people holding equipment. It looks like it's a film set, but there's also a dog running around in the corner, a couple of children as well. I don't like you being naked in front of the children.
There's a game of chess.
There's a game of chess as well. People who look like they're in motion but are actually doing nothing. And people who look like they're making eye contact with someone, but they're not. She is breaking the fourth wall looking at the audience, but there's also a little boy holding a soccer ball at the front of the frame who is breaking the fourth wall as well. So I'm not sure if there's anything to be communicated through that, but I was told it's not that deep.
It's not that deep. No.
That's why it's called It's Not That Deep, right? Because it's not that deep, so I don't need to think about it any further, right?
Right.
It doesn't symbolize anything.
It's like you doing your homework like right before it's due, like the night before a big assignment is due, and you just kind of scribble a bunch of shit in there and call it deep.
Well, ironically, despite the fact that this album is called It's Not That Deep, Demi Lovato has an extremely deep explanation of this album cover and what it means to her and her fans. So let's read through that from her interview in Paper Magazine. What's great about the album cover is that you can see that I'm self-aware and all of these people with their eyes on me, but I'm locked in and unfazed by the chaos around me.
Are we talking about this photo because nobody's eyes are on her?
No. No one's looking at her. No one in this photo is looking at her.
I'm so confused right now.
Then, I'm covering myself with a dry cleaning bag that says, "We heart our customers." This album really is for my fans. It's definitely a reflection of where I'm at, but that's not why I'm doing it. I'm making music because I feel like my fans have been wanting to see this side of me. I'm covering myself with a dry cleaning bag, but I'm naked underneath. Thank you, we got that. So I'm owning my sexuality while also, it's saying we heart our customers, so it's for the fans. It's this image where there's chaos around me, and that's what I liked about the Fast music video too. There's all this chaos around me, but I'm dialed in, I'm locked in, unfazed. That's me taking my power back. It's all about me taking my power back.
I hate these people so much.
This is maybe worse word salad than what Sabrina Carpenter said about the Man's Best Friend album cover. She had an even worse explanation.
This is like demoralizing.
So it's about owning your sexuality.
There's kids in the photo. Stop owning it when there's kids in the photo.
Yeah, there are kids around. And it's about taking your power back.
What does that even mean?
But you're not going to say who took it from you in the first place. Are you going to
say that you're holding space next? What the fuck is going on?
She's holding a space.
Who are these people? Who's behind this?
What happened to the gay with clipboard industrial complex? I thought that gays with clipboards were supposed to run these things, and they were supposed to make the artistic decisions behind the scenes to make truly iconic imagery for these musicians.
Well, yeah,
but no, they've taken the driver's seat, and this is what they come up with.
We've criticized all sorts of art from Hollywood, but usually it's still well made. It's just you disagree with the message. This is just nonsensical and jumbled, and it has no
There's just no message. There's no message.
There's nothing there.
Like, it's not that deep, but it is actually that deep, but it's also neither.
Literally spatially, there's nothing there. Like, this could have there could have been something evoked if they circled her, or there was a way in which they were positioned that gave some semblance to the idea that she was all alone in a crowded room. Instead, it looks like they were digitally dropped in after the fact. There's nothing to this.
Yeah, unironically, there was more substance to the Man's Best Friend cover, which was also meaningless.
Yeah.
Because people were really reaching to try to make it sound like Sabrina Carpenter executed this high-level intellectual satire, and it was just flying over our heads, us conservatives, right? And she tried to explain it herself and clearly had no idea what she was talking about. But this is even worse. It's just... This is a banana taped to the wall.
Yeah.
That's what this is. She is the banana taped to the wall.
Even that, at least, is like a singular object that invokes a certain visual image. This is worse. This is jumbled. And you know what it's like? It's like, do you ever see those old, what was the magazine where it would be like, you have to look at the picture and see what's different? Mm-hmm. You always see them at your doctor's office.
Yeah,
the name of it. That's what this is.
It's a brain teaser.
Like it looks like you'd put another image of this next to it and be like, what's different about this photo?
So I did read further into this paper interview, and I think she's referring to taking her power back because she has been the butt of so many online jokes over the years. There's Poot Lovato, to name one. The iconic paparazzi image of her that's like totally blown out and overexposed, and she looks like she's bald.
Yeah.
That's her alter ego, Poot. And then there's also her singing Skyscraper to a ghost who has trauma, her feud with a yogurt shop. And at this point, Demi Lovato doesn't want to be a joke anymore. And she's saying an incredible, powerful way to take my power back is to own the memes. Because then if I'm laughing, nobody can laugh at me. So let's just do a little callback to that moment where she was serenading a ghost on Unidentified with Demi Lovato.
I'm sorry, but first, before we do that, I have to... It's literally no different than this highlights Spot the Difference.
It's Where's Waldo, but like, where's the message?
Okay.
Here's,
this clip?
Her serenade to a traumatized ghost.
She has trauma.
She does?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do you know?
And that's why she doesn't like men.
Okay. I respect that. that.
Totally. We're gonna stay over here and let you have a conversation with Demi.
I have trauma too. So I feel you, and I get it. Do you like to sing, Carmen?
Oh.
As if there's not a producer on the other end just hitting a button.
Why not?
Maybe if you sing a song as an offering, we could come back in the room.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If I sing you a song, can my friends come back in the room?
The swelling music.
There you go.
Cool,
there you go.
Cool. Well, I always sing Skyscraper when I feel like singing something emotional for you. Do you have to make me feel like there's nothing left of me? You can take everything I have. You can break everything I am, like I'm made of glass, like I'm made of paper. Go on and try to tear me down. I will be rising from the ground like a skyscraper.
And wait for it. There's the applause. The applause from the ghost. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, so she has been a laughingstock for quite some time online, and the butt of the joke for too long. She says this is her moment to take back the narrative about Demi Lovato.
I feel like I got beat up.
A lot of what she's doing right now also feels like she's just trying to like fuel her career off the fumes of Brat Summer, which is so passe at this point. She's trying to copy Charlie XCX in a lot of ways.
I think it's also because you're forced to have a reason. Like, it's not like, what if one of these artists was like, my record label requires that I release an album, so I release the album.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be about taking your power back. It doesn't have to be about making a statement about misogyny. It doesn't have to do with ghosts with trauma. Sometimes you just make music because women need music to dance to and bop their head to in the car before they go to their email job.
Right.
And that's okay.
Right. It's not that deep, as Demi Lovato would tell you. It's not that deep. Well, she actually clarified recently on Trisha Paytas's podcast.
Of all things.
Of all places.
The arbiter, the podcast of record.
There is a backstory to that iconic moment. She says, I was so stoned.
Shocking.
I'm very spiritual, and I do believe in the paranormal and things like that. I'll not deny that at all. The whole show is about me going and finding aliens and ghosts and doing that fun stuff. But she clarified, this was a time in my life when I just happened to be smoking a lot of weed. I haven't watched it back because I cringe out of my soul, but it's also a funny moment now that I can laugh at it and go, wait, that's amazing. Why not own it? I've said really silly things or done really silly things, and you have to own it. If you don't own it, people will laugh at you. What's better than laughing at yourself? I love laughing at myself.
But she's not. She's taking her power back. Those are not the same thing.
I guess those things are synonymous if you asked her. Like taking your power back and also being able to laugh with the crowd,
I guess,
is the same thing. Yeah. It's one and the same. That's what she was doing when she went back to the infamous yogurt shop that traumatized her with their sugar-free options back in 2020, I believe.
Yeah.
Going back to the yogurt shop represents character growth, and I do agree with that. I think it's a good sign that she's able to laugh with the people who made fun of her all these years instead of trying to make it into a victim narrative.
Yes.
But yeah, I just can't get over the asymmetry between the name of the album and your extremely belabored explanation of how deep it is.
I'm sorry, but this image right here will make you long for the days of like well-made, highly leftist art.
Yeah.
Like at least it had a coherent response.
Right, exactly.
Like you understood what they meant by it.
Like there's nothing to fight back against anymore for them. We have a 20 from Greg Duvier. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it, and may God have mercy on your soul. Yeah, well said.
Well said.
Okay, let's finish up these super chats. Shane H. Wilder said, if we wore zoot suits, it would be a riot. But nice.
Just as a matter of record, zoot is not a word you can use on Words with Friends.
Really?
Oh.
Just
how do you
you'd
know
like
that?
to.
Do you play Words with Friends?
I do, and oftentimes have a Z, 2 O's, and a T, and it won't let me use it as a word.
I didn't know that.
Maybe because I've seen you spell it Z-U-I-T. So maybe that's
what it is.
Yeah.
Greg Duvier said, I will never wear anything skinny. Go back to Jenko's when we were a proper country. T-shirts, loose-fitted jeans, tennis shoes. Bring 2000s clothes back.
I couldn't afford Jinkos. I had to have Lee pipes, which were the less expensive Jinkos of the time.
Oof.
You're kind of condensing 2000s when the 2000s jeans encompass both wide leg and skinny jeans.
Yeah, that was the late 90s was the Jinkos.
Skinny jeans were ubiquitous by the end of the 2000s rather.
2006, 2007 was when they first started making their way onto the scene, outside of the subcultures.
Okay, it went early 2000s was like Jenko jeans, big baggy jeans. Then the mid 2000s was all bootcut jeans, for women at least. And then the late 2000s was all skinny jeans. And then after that, it was all like high-waisted skinny jeans, which evolved into high-waisted baggy jeans. And we're still in a hell of our own making with high-waisted baggy jeans, and it needs to stop. but we are kind of veering back to low-rise skinny jeans or low-rise bootcut jeans if you have, you know, the body to pull it off and the confidence, the audacity.
I did see that those Sydney Sweeney jeans that you didn't like sold out, apparently.
They're so awful. They're a crime. I don't understand it. Like, you could have given her jeans that were actually flattering, but they're terrible. If they look bad on Sydney Sweeney, how do you think they're going to look on the general population?
Jinkos were definitely like the 90s and not
more late 90s.
They were
than
like the mid to late
2000s,
90s.
yeah.
So I had that was like 97 to 99. It won't truly be the late 90s until all businesses spell their name with a Z at the end again. When everything that would once end with an S,
we have Sheets.
That's it. And
is that the last one
fashion,
standing?
Yeah. Everything else, or if you don't want to do the Z, you can do the X, extreme,
Right.
anything with an
died out.
X with no E in front of it. Then we'll be back in the 90s, and then the ska will follow along shortly after.
Are we gonna have a comeback of ska music?
I hope not.
You know what? I would be down for that. I don't really enjoy the music, but I like the culture.
Will a return
the
of like the
ambiance.
new Radicals and the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones signal a new rising for conservative media? We'll have to wait and see.
We need coffee shops that have incandescent light bulbs and couches that don't injure you to sit on. There used to just be coffee shops that had normal furniture and sometimes even books and knickknacks around.
The businesses used to like if you stayed there.
Yeah.
Now
Well, that
they
was
were
like-
get out as fast as you can.
The environment inside a Starbucks could not be more hostile to human life.
They're saying drink your
first
coffee,
of all,
get out.
They're blasting music so fucking loud, and the Starbucks employees are all yelling at each other and at customers, screaming like "mobile order for Jared," and then they're blasting the AC, like whirring through the entire building, like whoo.
Yep.
You can barely hear yourself think, and it's freezing fucking cold in the Starbucks as well. Maybe this is just a me problem, but I'm freezing in there.
And they
like
give
I have to
you-
bring like a parka to survive.
They give you like a 35-digit code for the bathroom.
Yeah, and then
Like you feel like you're breaking into the Louvre. Or
right,
something.
you have to like awkwardly ask the employee for the code because
Yeah.
there are homeless people all about, so they can't
And
trust
they rattle
you.
off the Da Vinci Code to you, and you're
Yeah, and you're like,
They're like, it's actually pi to the 27th digit.
you're like, can you say that again?
like,
And then they're
the
all
code on the receipts in Wingding.
No, and the other thing is like at that time period, the shops that you're talking about were echoed by the TV shows at the time. Every teen show from my generation, whether it was like the Dawson's Creeks, I didn't watch them, but I since have seen them later. They all what was the one with Chad Michael Murray? I already forgot. But they had their own coffee shops. It had a cool name.
Yeah.
And it basically just looked like somebody's basement.
Yeah,
With
exactly.
somebody shouting out orders every so often.
Right.
Yeah.
And they
It'd be
gave
called
you,
like Tin Cup or something.
They gave you a mug.
Yeah.
Actually, for your coffee. They are bringing that back at Starbucks. If you say that you want your drink like for here, which makes no sense because why would you want to sit in the tundra with SZA remixes blasting?
real.
But you can get like an actual cup or a mug for your coffee now.
It wasn't Seventh Heaven that
Step
I
in
was
the right
thinking
direction.
about. I didn't see Seventh Heaven, though I've heard perfectly horrible things.
Oh, and also I'll add the furniture inside
One Tree Hill, thank you.
The furniture inside Starbucks is just something that appears to be furniture but is not. They used to have actual chairs and
It's a
couches.
facsimile of furniture.
Props now.
I know I'm just reigniting the played out third place discourse right now, but it's so true. And the lighting and the exposed rafters,
I want a walkable Starbucks.
it's so horrible. Like, I just want incandescent light bulbs. I would give up everything. I would give up Uber. I would give up iced coffee because they didn't have that back then. I would give up TikTok, any of this stuff if we could just have incandescent light bulbs and furniture in coffee shops again. We've fallen so far. Okay, Pop Culture Junkie said, glad you liked Ass Clown from 1999 film Office Space. Hope this is a fair exchange for many words added to my vocab from you folks in the last 20 months. Yeah, it'll have to do.
Do love Office Space. I'm surprised they haven't tried to remake it, given that we now have to have that weird spin-off of The Office called The Paper. Like, I'm surprised they haven't tried to remake Office Space, but like with people working the gig economy. Ugh.
Is it just Severance?
Yeah, I guess.
Severance is the modern day Office Space. Carnell said there's a recent interview of Rainn Wilson commentary that spoke to what Mary's sentiments have been about spiritual warfare. Interesting. Rainn Wilson has had some really interesting comments in recent years. But he's talked about how Christians are unfairly portrayed in the media. Also, I recall us talking about a clip where he was speaking on the impact of like becoming a father.
His name is still Rainn, so
yeah, that doesn't help his case. Shane H. Wilder said, a Milo Jeffree Star collab. The repugnant left are not ready for the hell they unleashed on themselves. If this happens, it would be lit. I agree.
Yeah,
I would love for that to happen.
Flooding the zone to the top degree.
People are saying The Paper is funny.
Is it?
Yeah,
I've never even heard there's an Office
I don't
spinoff.
know.
It's like it's modeled after The Office.
It has canceled after one season vibes.
Ew.
Everyone was saying. I don't know.
Oh, this looks grim.
Defend it though. Why is it good? Shane H. Wilder said just had a Cool Ranch Doritos Locos taco. So good.
I literally got a text from Olivia during the show.
Tacos, so good.
I literally got a text from Olivia during the show that said like they have it at our local Taco Bell and we're gonna have to go and
scope it out.
I always felt like the Cool Ranch, there wasn't enough dust on it. Like it kind of just tastes like a normal crunchy
it should
taco.
be covered in the
Like
dust.
my nostril should be burning.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Cheez-It Crunch Wrap was also a disappointment.
That was a disaster.
I mean, that
I was
one is
very
just
upset.
it was the consistency of it, the texture of it was not good.
It was too like starchy to pair with the flavor palette of
Yeah.
the ground beef and stuff.
Yeah, but then they were like, oh shit, everyone's saying it's not crunchy enough. We have to add another one. So you could order
You
a
could
double
up,
Cheez-It.
Because it would always break.
Right, yeah. It was just mush in there.
Yeah.
Pop Culture Junkie said, Brett, agree with you on subcultures. But now we have subcultures. The old content silos have become a shit ton of 2-inch diameter pipes.
It is true now that you can find you can find the 5 people in the world that are into the thing that you're into now with a couple of tippity types on the internets. And it's just not as it's just not the same.
Like the I want to fuck a toaster community.
I did see that tweet. The funny thing is there was an episode of House where what was the girl's name from that 70s show? I forget the character's
Mila
name. But
Kunis?
no, the other Laura Prepon. Oh, I forget her character's name. But the point is she's in that episode and she's like a blogger. And like her boyfriend or husband talks about, he's like, you always said the greatest thing about the internet was that you could find the 10 other people in the world that wanted to dress up like a star, like a Starship Trooper and do this, and that. Like that was the point. Back in 2009, they were making that point about the internet, but it got so much worse after that.
Yeah.
Like it's yes, there was once a time where you could dress up like somebody from Star Wars and go reenact the Civil War. Okay, with the 10 other people.
But was that a good thing?
Now it's just.
I'm not even sure that's a good thing. But even if it were, is it a worthy trade-off for where we ended up? No. No, it's not.
Yeah. Donna, thank you.
DCNC said, Oi, Mary. Okay, I'm not going to read that. Brian Bledsoe said, sounds like the Grip 6 belt Tate was talking about.
Could be. Yeah.
Grip
I just
6.
see people winching things
I need
down.
to like.
It's like you're a flatbed trailer and you're winching down some cargo.
Oh, this is horrible.
Oh, it's everywhere too. I know a lot of people that are on it because it's tactical.
Ew.
Tactical.
Yeah, this is awful.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna wear a belt, just commit. Wear a leather belt.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
I hate
not
this.
tactical.
I hate this. Leather is literally more tactical than this flimsy nylon bullshit. You could use a leather belt for more.
Sounds like someone that doesn't drink Black Rifle coffee. That's what they would say.
I like that you get the I get the ads for like the tactical sweatpants that you can conceal and carry, like you can appendix carry with.
Costco won't see it coming.
Does anybody actually wear the tactical sweatpants to carry a firearm?
What
like
about tactical kilts?
There you go.
Those
are a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very pro kilt. I've been known to.
You've worn a kilt before?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Why?
because
just
because I LARP.
Okay.
No, I've been known to frequent the Highland Games.
Thank you, guys.
Highland Games. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
I went to a Highland Games festival last year.
They're awesome.
I don't know. It wasn't that great.
Oh, it's great.
Maybe I went to the wrong one.
Well, like I'm working. I want to be able to compete. I want to do the log, where you throw a log.
Oh, I didn't see any of that.
Oh, yeah,
that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Shane H. Wilder said, hiring a witch to cast a spell on your wedding and the opposite happens. I'm so shocked. You want to get cursed? Because that's how you get cursed.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why is it that Etsy became a place for witches? Like, I've now seen that reference multiple times in multiple different contexts.
They set up shop there.
Okay.
There's some disturbed people on Etsy.
It's unregulated.
There's no question. It's a wild.
Used to be for crafts and, you know.
Now you can get like hateful.
What does that say? Deport.
Yeah, it just says deport.
It doesn't say anything else. Okay.
It just says deport. So it's like there's a lot of options on there. My girlfriend runs a racist Etsy shop, so
Great stuff.
that's like the safest one you can get from it.
You can go to a Taylor Swift concert with that.
It's weird when waiters like we had a waiter. He was like, what's your bracelet say? And I was like, it's an inside joke because the food hadn't come out yet, so I don't want to get poisoned. And then afterwards, I was like,
He was being nosy.
I was like, I love Trump. That's actually why. Stephen Miller, to be precise.
TX Goliath said Demi Lovato Lannister. What?
Interesting.
I'm confused. Shane H. Wilder said the cover looks like a Fiverr Photoshop, but instead of channeling Sgt. Pepper's, they channeled Frank Zappa's We're only in it for the money.
It just it had no direction, it had no flow, there was no semblance of order to any of it. Like I said, like one of the issues that I have when the conservatives critique the media is like they tend to not realize that there is still a large amount of skill and artistry that goes into the artistry that they disagree with, which is why their art can like rarely holds up even if it's a message that you agree with. They are very good. I pointed out I was pointing out that TV shows in the 2010s, the way they were lit, are infinitely better than the stuff that's coming out now. And that was made at a time when there was far less people working in the industry. Now, with all of this technology, all of the access to people who might be like-minded with you, like you're still rarely going to get art that looks as good as it did from generations past.
And might I remind you of the Calendar Gate, ultra right beer calendar last year, where all of the photos of these women are just they look like they're in a surgical ward. That's what it looks like. All of the photos were lit with fluorescence.
Ultra right beer.
And I said, if you think that this is good, like if you are reacting positively to this, you have stage 4 anti-woke. Like it is fully taken over. You are not going to recover from it.
Like I was looking at these shots of color grading from old CSI, where like how it looks on show as opposed to if you just took a photo outside the building, and I'm just like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like that's actual artistry, like actual work went into that. And that was before, I think this was even before they started shooting digital for the show. Where
That's
it's
like how every Fast and Furious movie is shot.
Yeah. Like imagine if we actually lit characters now in television shows
That would be incredible.
as opposed to just everything being flat and gray.
No, what you don't understand is that life used to just look like this.
Yes, you just walked outside and everything was like
the
that.
sun used to be yellow.
Yeah. Crazy.
I'm not kidding. The sun used to be yellow. It turned white.
Used to be incandescent. They
Yeah.
replaced it with LED.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
Corey Anderson said, I see your roots and who honeymoons in Toronto. It's like going to North Wisconsin without the cheese.
We had a lot of fun. Niagara Falls was great. I would love to go back. In fact, I'm kind of now that I've gotten a taste of it, I want a tourist trap everywhere. Like I want to go someplace where I don't have to get back in a car, where I can just park and be there for like a week.
You need to go to Radiator Springs.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what Radiator Springs is?
No.
Oh, it's like the new, it's like the TikTok vacation spot. Like
it's like the new Lake Como.
Yeah, like a lot of influencers have been going there.
Okay.
There was this famous NASCAR driver that like he was there, And he got like stranded there, but he like befriended a lot of the locals, and he ended up like what he like repaved a road or something.
Yeah.
It was it was like
It was
this
incredible.
wild. You got to look it up. It was crazy.
He totally like brought that town back to life.
Yeah,
It's like a legend now.
Because it got like bypassed by an interstate, and like the town kind of fell apart. But like when he returned, it created this sort of renaissance for Radiator Springs.
And now these are like they have like really cute motels where it's like shaped like a traffic cone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
It's like
You
it's
should go.
sick. It's
Sign
so
me
sick.
up.
Yeah, it's so sick.
The Rumbling said Demi Lovato shooting a new Blair Witch project. Also, congrats, Brett.
Oh, thank you. And yes, Demi Lovato, yes, she is making a new Blair Witch, which was filmed over by where we used to be at the castle.
True.
The hotel from that movie was like right over by us, like in that general area.
Was it still in operation? I think I recall it
The
was
hotel is
not
still there.
in business anymore.
I mean, it might be under a different name, but it's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Corey Anderson said, Mary, do you wear shorts? I think I'm going to start wearing short shorts again like I did in the 80s. Sup, tater salad, and Mr. Pierogi.
What up?
Men should not wear short shorts. So don't do that. And do I wear shorts? Like sometimes, most of the time, no. Most of the time I wear a dress or a skirt.
Tom Selleck is calling if you're talking about the short shorts. It was Tom Selleck that wore the short shorts.
Was it Harrison
I'm
Ford at
anti.
like, was it the Cannes festival, and everyone uses that picture?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
men should dress
exactly.
like this. I'm like, well,
Yeah. Shane H. Wilder said, can we skip the ska and just have second swing revival? What are Brian Setzer, Cheery Poppin' Daddies, and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy doing right now? I don't know who any of those people are, but I'm on your side. I believe that we need to bring swing back into style.
It was like the Brian Setzer Orchestra, right? I remember that name.
the Brian Stelter Orchestra.
Brian Stelter
Not
Orchestra.
Stelter. Corey Anderson said, is dressing like Jesus a turn on? Real question. What, like wearing a robe? Like a toga or something?
Sure life, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. Leisha said, Mary, you're talking about the Global Village coffee house aesthetic of the 90s and 2000s, and I love it. I wish it could return in droves with an autumn vibe and Norah Jones playing in the background. Yes.
I like that.
I mean,
finally someone gets it.
Are there not coffee shops in like this in the towns?
You don't get it.
I don't get it.
You're so far from getting it that it's not even funny.
Okay.
Global Village Coffee House. Look that up right now and look at the imagery. You'll recognize it. This is the world that we used to live in, and it's gone. We're never getting it back because of corporate minimalism and brutalism. But it used to be, you know, rainy days, incandescent light bulbs. Everything smelled like cinnamon. The sun was yellow.
Yeah.
Everything just made sense.
Took it all away.
And when you took a picture with your camera or your phone, you know, it looked like what you were looking at. And everything was okay.
Okay.
You see what I'm talking about, right?
The woke left took this away.
The Global Village coffee house aesthetic.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of revival for the Fruitiger Arrow aesthetic recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shane H. Wilder said, apparently they renewed the paper for a second season a month before it aired. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Corey Anderson said, Brett, what is it like marrying up?
It's fantastic. It's, you know.
As I'm sure you could imagine. Yes. Amber Honia said, Jamie Lee is a little cringe, but looks like my mom, so I'm torn. LOL. Honestly, I'm just glad it's nothing like what other leftists are saying. Batman STFU.
I did end
Agree.
the poll. 51% of you say that they think she is faking it. 49% of you think she was genuine. That number was pretty even most of the... it was actually just above like leading into genuine right before the end there. So I'm surprised by that.
Well, like most things, it's probably a mix of both. Moon at Noon said, I grew up under a yellow sun. Mary Morgan is right. I'm always right.
I grew up under a neon moon.
Do we have any Rumble rants?
No, we're good.
Okay.
You know what's funny is there was a show called Las Vegas from the 2000s. It was like an NBC show. It's for boomers, Josh Duhamel and James Caan. And they would always have these random celebrity cameos. And Brooks and Dunn just showed up on an episode.
That'd be awesome.
Like playing poker
Yeah.
and kind of being dicks about it.
Yeah, that's what I would. That's the interaction I'd want to have with Brooks and
Yeah,
them.
they're like, you got a concert in 10 minutes. Like, hey, like I'm up 500.
Yeah, That's what I would expect and what I would want
Yeah.
for an interaction with a '90s country superstar duo.
All right, guys, before we go, would you hit the like button on this video, please, and subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you have not subscribed here yet already. I do want to offer, before we go, a rest in peace to Robert Redford, who did pass away. He was 89 years old. Absolutely legendary actor. The Sting, All the President's Men, Captain America Winter Soldier, the best Marvel movie ever made. He was the bad guy in it. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, just, one of those actors that's been around for a very, very long time. Very, very big into independent film producers. Like anybody who follows the film industry, even in conservative circles that know about, his contributions to independent films and what he did, I think was for Sundance and everything like that. Legendary actor. So rest in peace to Robert Redford. Just wanted to mention that before we go.
Did you see Trump finding out that Robert Redford died?
Oh, what did he say?
A reporter was like, hey, Robert Redford passed away. And Trump said, oh, he did? Wow. And then the reporter's like, yeah, he died in his sleep at his home. And then Trump said, well, I guess it's a good way to go.
Well, yeah.
He's right.
I mean, that's how I want to go.
It was just such like a matter of fact. It was like, well, I guess
to-
it's a good way to go, I guess.
Compared to what we've seen recently,
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
Yeah, like I just, and this has been one of those years where hopefully it doesn't kick off another, 3, because I just saw Malcolm Jamal Warner's mom made her first comment since he passed away, and that was in lieu of all the other, so many celebrities and things like that. But I don't know if I'll go watch The Sting tonight or All the President's Men, but I'll definitely watch Captain America Winter Soldier again if I may tonight. So All the President's Men was the one I think I saw years and years ago. It's the one about Watergate. And it's just movies from that era, they don't stick with me as well as they should. Anything from the 70s or the 60s, 70s, or 80s, it should, unless it's
There's a quality of it that just washes over you.
No, it's because I saw it when I was I didn't really care as much about movies. It was something where likely we had it on VHS. And I probably watched it out of boredom when I was very young, and it probably quit halfway through. And and in film school, just never it just didn't hit with me. But maybe I will go rewatch one of them tonight. But yeah, so Tate, thank you.
Of course.
Let everybody know where they can find you.
On X and Instagram at Real Tate Brown. Follow me there.
All right.
You guys can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived, and help me get TikTok famous. That is also Mary Archived, and I have one more super chat, I believe, from the Manic Mustache. I used to wear kilts, then my wife accidentally emulated all of them. Stay toxic, my friends.
Okay.
I don't know what any of that means.
All right.
But sorry that happened, or congratulations.
If you guys would like to follow me, I am on Instagram and on X at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. We are here 5 days a week, guys, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is, of course, noon Pacific. We are on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. If you would like to listen rather than just watch the show, you can rate and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That also helps us out a ton. And if you want to follow us on social media, we are on Twix at PopCulture_show, Facebook at Pop Culture Crisis, Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. Guys, we'll be back with another episode tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.